What's up, my guys? What's up, my girls? I hope this video finds you well. If you don't know who I am, my name is Daniel Flores, aka Danny Flo. That's what I affectionately call myself. I'm in my basement, which is also my son's playroom. All of the rooms in my house are my son's. He's an only child so far. That won't be the case in the future, but for right now, he is dominating, and so that's why there's a bunch of toys in my background. I could try to explain to my 2-year-old son that this is where daddy records, but he's not gonna care. But anyways, my guys and my girls, I wanted to talk about something that I've been thinking about for a few days, and I finally have gotten the chance to record this video. If you like the video, go ahead and like the video. Go ahead and turn on post notifications. If you're not following me, go ahead and follow me. If you're not subscribed to me, go ahead and subscribe to me. That way you can watch all my other cool videos that I record, which is my pleasure. So I'm probably too late if I take the temperature of the country just like everyone else. There's a lot of civil unrest, there's a lot of tension, but I don't think it matters whether I'm too late or not. I wanted to go ahead and give people peace of mind if they need peace of mind. The 4th of July is coming up. It's the day that Americans celebrate their independence. It's not really something unique to the United States. Other countries celebrate their independence as well. But what I wanted to say about the 4th of July, what I wanted to say about our Independence Day as Americans, our Independence Day as a sovereign country, the United States of America, is that it's not racist, and to celebrate it is not racist either. We probably learned, if you went to public schools like I did, we probably learned about how the United States was born. Relatively young country, not even 250 years old. Has had a lot of problems, still has a lot of problems, not a perfect country. But just because it's not a perfect country doesn't mean it's not a great country, doesn't mean it's not a good country. But that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is the 4th of July, and celebrating the 4th of July is not racist. So we just have to think a little bit critically about this, right? We just have to remember the basics. So before 1776, the colonies that were in the United States were under the British Crown. When I say under the British Crown, they were under the control, they were under the reign, they were under the protection. Basically, those 13 colonies belonged to Britain. And you know, Britain is in Europe. There's a lot of white Europeans over there. The people in the 13 colonies, they came from over there, so they were also white. The point is, the people that were here in the colonies didn't like the ideas of the British Crown anymore. They didn't like being under their control. They didn't like being under their reign. They didn't even like being under their protection, if you could say that. They didn't like how the British Crown was governing. They wanted to be self-governed. They didn't want a connection to the British Crown anymore. And so they just said, hey, we kind of want to do our own thing. The British didn't like that, and so the people over here said, I guess we're going to war over it. And a lot of people died. The people in Britain, they thought they were fighting for a noble cause to keep those colonies that they had control over. And then the people over here, they also thought they were fighting for a noble cause. They wanted their independence. Eventually, the people over here won, and that's why we celebrate the 4th of July. July 4th, 1776, we became our own country with our own ideas, separate from Britain. We're never getting back together. Spoiler alert, plot twist, whatever it's called. And there's really nothing racist about that. Now you might say, well, this land, those colonies that were here, they were colonized on stolen land from people of color, indigenous people. And yes, that might be true, but again, we just have to think a little bit critically, right? There's only a limited supply of land. We don't know how to make any more land, right? What you see is what you get with the land. So if today we wanted to expand the United States, or even if Britain wanted to expand Britain, they would have to conquer an existing country, right? And that's throughout the history of mankind, throughout the history of humans, right? That's how we've conquered land. Didn't necessarily have anything to do with race. It had more to do with just the land. There's just a limited supply of, so for example, right, if let's say there are still people that are descendants of the indigenous people that the British took the land from, back before 1776. If they wanted that land, they would have to conquer it from us, and it wouldn't necessarily have anything to do with it might have something to do with revenge, or it might have something to do with they feel like it's rightfully theirs. It wouldn't necessarily be because they're racist against, I guess, Americans and what is an American. So my parents are Mexican. I was born here, and therefore I am an American. But further than that, you have to think that America's ideas are good ideas, which is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, we haven't always applied that equally. That's a fair criticism, but no country has applied their own ideals to their own people equally. And for those reasons, I was a little bit all over the place. But like I said, I have been thinking about this for a couple of days leading up to the 4th of July. And so I kind of had a little bit of word diarrhea, word vomit. You're free to disagree with me if you want, but I definitely think that I'm right about this. So I'm glad that I was born in the United States. It was my parents' decision, not my decision. I respect their decision. They definitely thought that it was better here than it was in Mexico, right? Because if they really wanted to, I could have been born in Mexico. So I definitely respect that decision. I hope you also respect the decision of my parents. And every person throughout the world kind of loves their country, right? If you've ever watched the World Cup now, there's a lot of controversy over soccer, whether it's a real sport or not. But if you've ever watched the World Cup, a lot of the players, when their national anthem is being sung, and they're saluting their flag, however it is that they salute their flag, right? A lot of them break down into tears. Now, that doesn't mean that their country is perfect. Doesn't mean that they don't have any problems, right? That the ideas of that country is applied to all of the people that live in that country equally, right? It just means that they're proud of their country, right? They were probably born in that country because of their parents' decision, and they probably respect their parents' decision. And I think that's all I want to say about that. I will be celebrating the 4th of July. I hope you celebrate the 4th of July as well. When that day comes, I will say happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. For those that need that peace of mind, rest assured it's not racist, and you're not racist for celebrating the 4th of July. Enjoy that day with yourself, with your family, with your friends, with your loved ones. And of course, if you think there's a way that America can improve, whether people disagree with you or not, in America, you have the right to fight for that cause. That's actually one of the reasons why I like America. I love America. Other people like and love America for that reason. If you see an injustice in this country, we have the right to argue and debate and discuss and dialogue and fight for those causes that we think need to improve. And that's just under the First Amendment. And if the 4th of July hadn't happened, right, if we hadn't separated ourselves from Britain, we might not have had that right to fight for the causes that we think could improve the country. So it's not really a dichotomy. It's not either America is perfect and therefore we can be proud of it, or America is unperfect and we don't have to be proud of it. We can be proud of our country, and we can also admit that there's ways that we can improve. And just because my parents are Mexican, I'm Mexican, my wife is Mexican, because I'm Mexican and she's Mexican, even though my son was born here in the United States, he's also Mexican, right? So you have Mexican people, you have people from all over the world in the United States, and that's going to cause some tension. It just is. I mean, think within your own family. Strictly speaking about DNA, you guys are all the same, but you think differently, and so that causes tension, right? That doesn't mean that you don't love each other. That's on the micro level, on the unit of the family. Now, if you expand that to a larger society where everyone is different, everyone thinks different, of course there's going to be of course there's going to be attention. Thanks for watching, and again, if you like the video, go ahead and share it to help your boy reach more people. Maybe somebody that needs to hear this message. Like it, turn on post notifications, follow me if you're not following me, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and as always, my beloved guys and girls, remember what Venerable Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen taught us: your life is worth living. Love you, my guys and my girls. Bye.